Have you ever felt like your body is quietly changing in ways you never expected? For years, you might have taken your strength, stamina, and confidence for granted. But somewhere after 65, things start to feel different. Moments of intimacy may not feel as strong or as steady. The firmness you once relied on may fade faster than you'd like. And deep inside, you wonder if there's anything you can truly do to change it. I'm Dr. Michael Harris, and I want to speak to you man to man. These changes are not just in your head. As we age, blood vessels can stiffen, testosterone may dip, and the muscles deep within your pelvis, the ones you probably never think about, can weaken. And those very muscles play a direct role in your ability to stay firm, to feel stable, and to enjoy intimacy without worry. The good news is there is a proven way to help. It's simple, it's natural, and it's something you can start today without medication or risky procedures. In just a few minutes a day, you can begin to strengthen the muscles that quietly hold the key to your performance and confidence. If you've ever wished you could feel more like yourself again, stay with me. We're going to explore exactly how to do it, why it works, and what results you can expect. Subscribe to Life After 65 and tell us in the comments. Where are you watching from? I'd love to know. The first thing we need to understand is what's really happening inside your body. Deep in your pelvis, there's a network of muscles you can't see, but you can certainly feel their impact. Two of the most important are called the bulbocavernosus and the ischocavernosus. You don't need to remember the names, but you do need to know their job. They work like a built-in support system, helping to trap blood where it needs to stay, creating that firmness and stability you rely on. When these muscles are strong, they compress just the right veins, hold blood in place longer, and help maintain that upward angle many men remember from their younger years. But when they weaken, and that's common after years of sitting prostate issues, or simply not using them, enough blood can escape too soon. The result, erections that feel softer, fade faster, or even appear shorter than before, even if the actual size hasn't changed. Think of it like a garden hose. When the nozzle is firm and well-fitted, water pressure is strong and steady. But if the seal loosens, the pressure drops and the stream weakens. Your pelvic floor muscles work much the same way for blood flow. The encouraging part is this: these muscles respond to training. Just like strengthening your legs or your arms, you can bring them back to life with the right exercises. And for many men, that means not just a physical change, but a boost in confidence, intimacy, and overall well-being. Have you ever noticed changes in firmness or control over the years? Let me know. I'm curious how many men share this experience. Now that we know why these muscles matter, let's look at the evidence that proves strengthening them can truly work. Several years ago, a group of researchers decided to put this to the test. They followed men dealing with mild to moderate erectile difficulties. These men didn't change their medication, didn't undergo any procedures, and didn't take supplements. Instead, they committed to one thing: targeted pelvic floor training. After just 6 months, more than 40% regained normal function. Another 35% noticed significant improvements in firmness, control, or satisfaction. That's over 3 out of every 4 men seeing real measurable benefits. Why such a high success rate? It comes down to something called venous occlusion. In simple terms, that's your body's ability to hold blood in the right place for as long as you need it. Strong pelvic floor muscles support this process, locking in the pressure that keeps you firm and steady. But strength alone isn't the full story. Especially after 65, control becomes just as important as power. It's not only about squeezing harder, it's about timing, knowing how to contract the right muscles at the right moment, and how to fully relax them when you're done. This is where many older men find biofeedback helpful. Devices or guided apps can show you in real time whether you're engaging the right muscles, helping you improve faster and with less frustration. What's more, these same muscles also support bladder control and prostate stability. That means even if intimacy isn't your main concern, keeping them strong can help you avoid other common age-related problems down the road. Have you ever tried an exercise that ended up helping you in more ways than you expected? I'd love to hear your story. In the next part, we'll talk about one surprising reason your erections might seem smaller and why the real issue may not be size at all. Many men are surprised to learn that what they see in the mirror isn't always the full truth. Over time, as pelvic floor muscles weaken, blood escapes more quickly during arousal. This can make an erection look shorter or flatter, even though the actual tissue length hasn't changed. It's what we call perceived size. The structure is still there, but without enough internal pressure, it doesn't appear or feel the same. When you strengthen these muscles, you're not lengthening the anatomy. Instead, you're restoring the fullness, angle, and firmness that give the appearance of a more youthful size. Think of it like inflating a balloon. The more complete the inflation, the larger and more vibrant it looks. There's also a fascinating connection between these muscles and your nervous system. When they activate properly, the brain gets clearer signals, which can heighten sensation and improve rhythm during intimacy. Many men describe this as feeling more in control, more connected, and even more satisfied. That's not imagination, it's better communication between your brain nerves and pelvic floor. Another hidden benefit is that a strong pelvic floor can reduce strain on other muscles. Some men unconsciously tense their abdomen or hold their breath to compensate for pelvic weakness, which can raise blood pressure and create unnecessary tension. With proper training, your body works more naturally without fatigue or distraction. Have you ever noticed your body trying to compensate in ways you didn't expect? Share your thoughts. I think you'll be surprised how many men can relate. Now that we've covered why perceived size changes, let's move on to how you can start reclaiming that strength and the exact steps to train these muscles effectively. The first step is learning how to find the right muscles. One simple way to locate them is during urination. Try gently stopping the flow midstream. The muscles you use in that moment are part of your pelvic floor. This is just a one-time test to help you identify the sensation. It's not something you should practice regularly in the bathroom. Once you know where they are, you can start training them anywhere without equipment. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath, then gently contract those same pelvic muscles as if you were lifting or holding something inside. You should not feel your abdomen, thighs, or chest tightening. If you do, relax and refocus. Hold the contraction for about 3 to 5 seconds, then release fully for another 5. That release is just as important as the squeeze. Over time, work up to 10-second holds with complete control. Most men benefit from doing 2 to 3 sets of 10 repetitions each day. You don't need to do them all at once. A few rounds in the morning, afternoon, and evening can fit easily into your routine. Think of this like training for precision, not brute strength. You're teaching your body to engage these muscles quickly and smoothly when you need them most. Early on, the changes may be subtle, a better mind-muscle connection, a sense of control or improved endurance. But over time, those small shifts lay the foundation for bigger improvements. Have you ever been surprised by how much difference a small daily habit can make? Let me know. I think you'll inspire others. In the next part, we'll look at what kind of progress you can expect over the weeks and months ahead, so you know exactly what's realistic for your journey. Here's what most men notice as they stay consistent with pelvic floor training. In the first 1 to 2 weeks, you may simply become more aware of these muscles. The contractions might feel light or even shaky at first, but that's a sign your body's reconnecting with them. By weeks 3 to 5, you'll likely see improved endurance. The muscles engage more easily, and you don't have to think as hard to activate them. Some men also notice a slight boost in firmness or stability during intimacy at this stage. Around week 6 to 8, the benefits often become more obvious. You may feel greater control, longer duration, and a stronger upward angle. For some, bladder control also improves and urgency becomes less of an issue. By weeks 10 to 12, many men report a noticeable difference in firmness, confidence, and even perceived size, especially if blood flow was a limiting factor before. It's not an overnight change, but a gradual rebuilding of the foundation that supports your sexual health. Along the way, it's normal to have ups and downs. Some days the contractions feel strong, other days weaker. Progress isn't always a straight line, but if you stay with it, those small daily efforts will stack up into meaningful results. Think of it like tending a garden. You water and care for it every day, even before you see the first blooms. With patience, what you've nurtured begins to grow in ways that are both visible and deeply satisfying. Have you ever experienced a change that took time but was worth the wait? Share it in the comments. You might encourage someone else to keep going. Next, we'll explore why this training is not just about intimacy, but also about your long-term health and independence. Strengthening your pelvic floor is about far more than improving intimacy. These muscles are also key players in everyday functions you might not think about until they start to change. They help control your bladder, provide stability for your prostate, and even support recovery if you've had surgery in the pelvic area. Keeping them strong now can help you avoid some of the most common age-related problems later, like leakage urgency or instability when moving. The beauty of this training is how safe it is for most men. There are no drug interactions, no invasive procedures, and no complicated equipment. Just your own body a few minutes a day and the consistency to see it through. For many men, this practice also brings something you can't measure in charts: a renewed sense of control. When you know you can rely on your body, whether it's in moments of intimacy or simply moving through your day without worry, it changes the way you feel about yourself. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s tell me they feel stronger, steadier, and more confident simply because they made this a part of their daily routine. It's a quiet kind of empowerment, one that doesn't draw attention but makes a world of difference inside. Have you ever done something small for your health that ended up changing how you felt about your whole day? Let me know. Your story might be exactly what another man needs to hear. In the next part, we'll go step by step into a simple, doctor-approved routine. You can start today, and I'll show you how to make it fit naturally into your life. Let's walk through a simple routine you can begin right now. First, find a quiet spot where you can focus. You don't need special clothing or a gym, just a chair, a bed, or even a comfortable spot on the couch. Start by taking a few slow breaths, letting your body relax. Then gently contract your pelvic floor muscles, like we discussed earlier, the same ones you'd use to stop the flow of urine. Hold that contraction for 3 to 5 seconds, then release completely for 5 seconds. Do this 10 times in a row. That's one set. Aim for 2 to 3 sets spread throughout your day, maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once before bed. As you get stronger, increase the hold to 10 seconds, always following it with a full release. Remember, the release is just as important as the contraction. This balance of tension and relaxation is what trains your muscles for control, not just strength. You can also add what's called quick flicks. These are fast 1-second contractions followed by a full release. They train your muscles to respond quickly, which can be helpful in moments when you need instant control. The key is consistency. Even on days when you're tired or busy, doing just a few reps keeps the habit alive. Over time, this routine will become second nature, like brushing your teeth, a quiet investment in your health that pays off every single day. Have you ever noticed how the smallest habits can sometimes have the biggest impact? Tell me about one you've kept up with over the years. Now let's bring everything we've talked about together and look at why this simple practice can be one of the most valuable things you do for yourself after 65. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, pelvic floor training is more than just an exercise routine. It's a way to protect your independence, your confidence, and your connection to the parts of life that matter most. By keeping these muscles strong and responsive, you're not only supporting better intimacy, you're also safeguarding your bladder control, reducing the risk of pelvic instability, and making everyday movements easier and more comfortable. What I love most about this approach is its simplicity. No prescriptions to refill, no side effects to manage, no need to put your trust in something outside of your own body. Just a few minutes a day, a little patience, and the commitment to keep showing up for yourself. I've seen men regain not just firmness and stability, but also a new sense of pride. They stand taller, move with more ease, and approach intimacy without the same weight of worry. It's as if the years feel lighter because they know they're taking an active role in their health. So here's my challenge to you: start today. Try just one set. Feel the muscles engage and release. Let this be your first small step towards something bigger. If this spoke to you, share it with a friend. You never know who needs to hear it. Like this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Life After 65 so you never miss information that can keep you feeling strong and capable. Your strength doesn't fade with age, it evolves. And so should your habits. Take care of your body and it will take care of you in ways you may not have imagined.